MonetaPro is a closed-loop payment system, which sounds complicated. Basically, we found a way to automate what's called corporate trade or global barter. $17 trillion industry of large companies trading assets, and we built a marketplace sort of like a glorified Amazon. When we looked at this, the world of commerce started out as barter. I've got chickens, you've got milk, hey, let's trade. The problem came down, if you want eggs and I don't want your whole carton of milk or a cow, we didn't have what's called portability. First forms of portable commerce ever were these Moneta seashells. So the first seashells ever were the first forms of currency that created what's called portability.
Okay.
Commerce cannot exist without portability.
Exactly.
So the word money actually comes from moneta, from the shell. So when we looked at MonetaPro, we believe it's interesting. We've gone full circle. From barter at the beginning of commerce to now we're just automating it for big companies.
Heard of it, but how big is the market? Does the market even exist? Well, it's a $17 trillion market of non-cash corporate trading. And you might say, well, if I haven't heard of it, what do these companies trade? It's actually all kinds of global commodities. Cars for computers, machinery for natural resources, airlines for rental cars, hotels for toilet paper, alcohol. Indeed, actually 72% of the Fortune 500 companies do some sort of corporate trade, and the average transaction's over $1 million a year.
So what is MonetaPro? We've created what's called a one-to-many trade platform. Very simple, almost like an internal eBay. With MonetaPro, you list assets. What you receive in return is what we created called a GBuck. It stands for a global business usage credit. And you actually use that GBuck, that credit, to acquire other assets within the marketplace. And I want to spend just a second on it. The GBuck, to be clear, is not a blockchain credit. It's an internal ledger. It's like a store credit in Amazon or eBay, which technically means it's immediate financial settlement, no volatility. The GBuck within the system equals $1. So if I sell an asset, I receive a credit. I can buy assets from another party in another country and not worry about currency fluctuation risks. There's no volatility. The credits stay within the system. Follow a process. If I'm the CEO of a company, we can use Ford, we can use anybody. At the end of the year, Ford has an option, and we've all seen it, they can discount a car. So if you have $1 million worth of cars, you discount it 20%, you lose that value, and then you sell it and pay taxes. If I can call you up and say, hey, Allison, I know you're about to buy a bunch of cars for your salespeople at your computer company. Let's make a deal. I'll give you $1 million worth of cars. You give me $1 million worth of computers, we'll call it even. That does 4 things. 1, I get rid of the cars at full value. 2, I don't discount and sell them and pay taxes. I get computers back from you without having to actually spend cash. So that cash remains on my balance sheet. That transaction is tax-free. And I don't get rid of cars at a discount, so I don't kill what's called my channel.
Right.
I have new buyers coming in. So there's a lot of financial leverage in this world of corporate trade. It just to date hasn't been built inside an actual online platform, and we're providing the efficiency for companies to do an activity that they're already doing.